Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, The Lazy Bookworm. I'm Rebecca. A very, very warm welcome. And in this video, in honour of Jane Austen July, we're going to talk about Jane Austen. Now, many of you love Jane Austen, whether it be her books, or the movie adaptations, or both. Hey, seeing Pride and Prejudice again. It's awesome. This is like my 100th time reading it in the last 2 years. Oh, it's great. Love it. You know, it's probably my favourite Jane Austen. The other ones, are also like amazing. You know, I should really make a video ranking them in order, but you know, they're just all so good. I've read the others about, not as much as this, but probably about like 30, 40 times. Yeah, it's great. Love it. My god, you guys, this is really amazing. I have just found out they have released the 228th adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. I'm just going to go downstairs and watch it now. I'm so excited. However, I have a rather different sort of relationship with Jane Austen. It all goes back to when I was about 12 years old and me and my mum watched for the first time the BBC adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. Well, my mum absolutely loved it and has watched almost every Jane Austen adaptation of her book since. I couldn't stand it. In fact, I think there was like about 6 or 7 episodes. I could only watch 2. I think I watched 3. I could only watch 3 episodes. This doesn't sound interesting to me at all. Just sounds like a whole bunch of rich people trying to get their lives, and in particular their love lives, sorted out. Okay, like, woohoo. A few years later, there was another sort of Jane Austen dramatization, and I can't remember what book it was. I tried to watch it too, and again, it was like, okay, some rich people worried about their love lives. Okay. So, therefore, after that, I thought, okay, Jane Austen is not for me. She doesn't write the stuff I'm interested in, so I'm not going to bother. Therefore, I did not read any of her novels. But, especially being on BookTube, since so many people here love Jane Austen, but also just because she's so popular and, you know, she is a classic author, I always sort of thought I should read at least one of her books before I totally, like, say, no, she's not for me. I mean, the adaptations are great, and I know the BBC adaptation of Pride and Prejudice was really good, but, yeah, at the end of the day, they are not the novel, so I always sort of thought to myself, I better, before I totally discount Jane Austen, read at least one of her novels. So what better place to start than her most famous novel, and that is Pride and Prejudice. So last year I got a copy of Pride and Prejudice. I thought, okay, either last year or this year, I will start reading it. And so I put it in my TBR pile, and it just stayed there. Fast forward to June this year, about a month ago, I found out there was a thing called Jane Austen July. And I thought it would be a really, really good opportunity for me to just bite the bullet and read Pride and Prejudice. And it was really good because the book they're reading for Jane Austen July is Pride and Prejudice. So I thought I will read Jane Austen this July. So far I have read her sort of novella, Lady Susan, and I will give a sort of wrap up on that on my sort of wrap up video coming later this month. And I'm about a quarter into Pride and Prejudice. I have to say, so far I'm enjoying it, but I have to admit there's been times when I'm like putting it off, sort of thinking, oh yeah, I'll read Pride and Prejudice, and I end up reading another book or on myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this. It's one of those things. I'm enjoying it, but it hasn't really hooked me in yet. But I am enjoying it, and I'm going to keep at it. I'm also reading a sort of retelling of Pride and Prejudice. I can't remember the name of the book. I'm sorry, but I will hopefully put a link or a picture. I should say. Hopefully, I'll put a picture either here or somewhere either here or there. Anyway, and I'm only about less than 10%. I started it last night. I can't say I see any kind of connections with Pride and Prejudice so far, but I don't know. It is retelling, so obviously it will be different. And I'm hoping to watch one of the movie adaptations. I'm not going to lie, it's still a bit of a struggle for me to get into Jane Austen, and I guess to get rid of that sort of roadblock in my head that I created for myself. But you know, I'm doing it, and yeah, the month is about halfway over, so I'm looking forward to what the rest of the month holds in terms of Jane Austen. If you liked this video, please press the like button and please hit subscribe and the notification bell to get notifications of when I release content. And on that note, I will see you next video.